Alright, what do we got? First one of the day. Looks like a largemouth. Yeah, smallmouth. Okay. Good job here, mister. Easy. You know, don't know the routine yet, huh? Alright. Not bad. Give you about 12 inches or so. Materials we're going to be using for this project, the rolling bugger, is a bargain bin rooster cape that I got from the Shanty Creek Fly Shop. 1/8 tungsten bead with lead wire just to seat the bead. Dubbing that I made myself out of 100% acrylic yarn and the Peacock Angelina fibers. Basically just take the acrylic yarn, put it in your dedicated coffee grinder that you use for making your dubbing up, and put your Angelina fibers, just cut them up into just small little 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch pieces and hand mix it together. You can't put the Angelina fibers into your coffee grinder or you're going to pulverize them and they don't come out very good. So it's better just to hand mix everything up, and it'll work very nicely, as you'll see. 28 gauge silver wire. Number 8 Umpqua streamer hook. Need to get more, it looks like. Come 50 in a pack. Real nice hook. I use this a lot for streamers. Various sizes down to smallest I've tied would be like a 16, or I think even an 18 with these style hooks. And a craft boa that had for a long time. Just take a little bit off each time. You can use just regular Marabou that you get at your fly shop, but I don't have any black laying around. I do have a lot of other colors. It's real easy. Just take your Marabou, twist it, cut it, and there you go. You got your tail. So it works out nice, and this is a very long piece, so it's going to last me many years more. Okay, let's get the tying. The fly we're going to be tying is the woolly bugger, mostly black. The feather I chose out of that cape is a very iridescent bluish greenish feather. The hook again is a Umpqua streamer hook, size 8. And the bead is a tungsten 1/8 countersunk bead. Alright, we're going to start with that about 8 wraps of lead wrap, and we're going to add a little super glue to it. We want that bead to be secured by that super glue and the lead wrap. We don't want the bead where it is now. We want it sitting up to ride higher like that, and if you press it together, it's going to stay up there. What it does, it brings the weight more toward the bottom to ensure that it rides this way when you're fishing it. The thread we're using is the Unithread 120 or 136 denier in black. Go ahead and start with wraps backwards. Doesn't have to be touching at this moment. Just get it on there, give it a trim. And right about there. Alright, and from here, I'm going to cut a little piece of this crystal flash off. You can insert it under your thread, line it up about even on the other side. Pull it up under your thread, fold it over, a couple wraps to secure it, bend the back one loop, pinch it, a couple more wraps to secure it again, roll back over, and that's about all you need to do. Wrap it back to about the top of the bend of the hook there. A couple snips. Pretty good there. Now we're going to use this strong Marabou. I'm going to take a pinch of it, good generous pinch, wrap it around a few times. It's going to be a good tail right about there. Cut it off. And you're going to have a little bit of that extra crap in there. So, over top of your waste can, pull that out so you don't have a lot of extra thickness in your fly that you don't want. Alright, and there you go. That's a nice looking tail. Go ahead and secure it. A couple wraps. Wrap it forward, wrap it back. And give it a little haircut here, trim it up. I think we're going to do on this fly here, it looks a little thin, we're going to add another piece of the crystal flash. And we're going to repeat. I want this to be a little thicker on the tail today. Just looking at it, it looks a little thin. And get another clump of your strong Marabou, rope Marabou, however you want to call it. Nice generous clump. Wrap it a couple times. Good twist. Clean it out again. And add it to it. Alright, looks pretty good. You can add a little more if you want. I think we're going to leave it just like that. Alright, from here we're going to add a piece of this silver wire. It's 28 gauge. Comes in a pretty big spool. I'm not sure how many feet or yards it is. 40 yards it says. Go ahead and wrap that in. And from here, we're going to add some dubbing. First, we're going to make a dubbing loop. Take your thread, pull it down, hold it in your finger, wrap it over, wrap it under twice, and back to the front of the fly. So now you have a dubbing loop. Basically you have two strands. You're going to put your dubbing tool, twisting tool, into the loop. And now you're going to add your dubbing. Stuff that I made up, that I showed you. Thing you can do, if you do have the ability, is take your thread and put it on your bobbin holder. That helps immensely. That way you're not fighting yourself there trying to work around the thread. Alright, take your dubbing that you made. There's a big old clump right there. We're going to use it sparsely. Just a little bit at a time. Going to feed it in to the thread. And one more pinch for good measure. You don't want to have not enough, that's for sure. And go ahead and twist this up. Just take your dubbing spinner. I like to place it between my fingers on my hand I'm not using to spin it with. Make it like a C. That way it rests in there and it just spins really easily. You can set it straight down and let it spin, but this way I have control of everything. I'm going to make a pretty tight loop here. Right, that's looking pretty good. Nice and tight. Take your hackle pliers. Clamp off the thread while still holding your hackle pliers. Cut your thread off your spinning tool. And there you go. You got a nice dubbing loop. And from here, Take your vise if it's rotary. Go ahead, spin your body on. Alright, that looks pretty good. Take a bobbin holder, you can spin it back out of the way there because you're done with it. I'm going to go ahead and capture your dubbing loop. And at this time you can go ahead and remove your hackle pliers. Get a couple spins there. Make sure it's good and secure. And you can go ahead and trim it off. A couple extra turns to secure it down. And you're good to go. Now from here, you can actually brush it out a little bit. Cheap brush I got from Harbor Freight, I think. Comes in a pack of 3 or 4 different sizes. You can use them on your workbench, the bigger ones, and works good for fly tying here. Okay, from here you're going to take that feather that you prepped. Good looking feather there. Take a little more off it there. And go ahead, secure it. I like to make sure its shiny side is facing toward the front of the fly. And from here, I like to stroke the feathers back a little bit. That way they're all apart. Give the first wrap 2 times, then wrap backwards. One more. Put those hackle pliers on there to hold it down a little bit. And take your wire and wrap back up through it. Try not to capture too many of the fibers. Move it around a little bit. That'll take the fibers out of it. Making a big spiral wrap back up. Take those hackle pliers off now. And one more. Alright, so you got the wire up to the front. Go ahead and secure it. Stroke goes back. And while you're still holding the fly, go ahead and helicopter your wire off. Alright, that looks pretty good. Got this little stem to snip off. piece of the feather to snip off. And from here, take that brush again and brush it out a little bit. Make sure all the fibers of the feather are separated. Nothing's trapped in there. Looking good. Okay, take your whip finish tool. One more. And some UV resin. Take a little dab, don't need much. You don't want to get too much bulk on there. Just doesn't look as pretty. Take your bobbin, spin it around. Alright, looks good. Cure it. And there you go. See that little straggler on the bottom? Just brush them back. They'll go back. Alright, that is the fly that smallmouth took. I used a lot of streamers similar to this size for smallmouth. White is a nice color that I use all the time. And green also. Green, I use a lot of green. Dark colors, depending on the watercolor and what they're taking that day. Sometimes you never know what they're taking. Other days you get lucky. Okay, thanks for watching. If you like this video, please click subscribe and like it. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about it. If you'd fish it, or if you ever tied anything similar to it. And thank you very much for checking me out. Have a good day.